After my last video of stablecoin Tether, some of you are interested in knowing more about stablecoins. So I decided to make this video about stablecoins and tell you why I think it is actual threat to the government-issued fiat currencies. Many of you may not be familiar with stablecoins, so let me just start with explaining what stablecoins are. Stablecoins are tokens issued on Ethereum or other blockchains. It is designed to stay at a fixed value. There are 4 types of stablecoins. The first type is the fiat-backed stablecoin, which is backed by an underlying fiat currency like the US dollar or euro. It is pegged to a fixed value, most often fixed at $1. It is basically an IOU for traditional fiat currency. You use your fiat currency to purchase a stablecoin that you can later redeem for your original fiat currency. It is safer against the crypto volatility, and the changes in price are minimal. So that's why it is stable. But it is very centralized, meaning you need to trust some entity like a company or an organization or even an individual to be responsible for the issuance of the tokens. It is usually not transparent on the reserve situation of those stablecoins, so it requires auditing to ensure the company has sufficient reserves to back all the issuance. The second type is the precious metal-backed stablecoin, which is backed by a metal like gold or silver. It is similar to the fiat-backed stablecoins, only the backing reserves are different. The third type is the crypto-backed stablecoins. These stablecoins are backed by other crypto assets, like Bitcoin and ETH, for example. Their price depends on the value of the underlying assets or collateral, which can be volatile, because Bitcoin and ETH value can fluctuate quite a lot on any given day. These stablecoins are over-collateralized to ensure the price stays as stable as possible. This means that to issue a $1 crypto-backed stablecoin, it often needs an underlying crypto asset worth at least $2 as collateral. So if the price of ETH drops, more ETH must be used to back the stablecoin. Else, the stablecoins will lose their value. In a 200% over-collateralized rate, the stablecoin can bear a 50% drop in ETH's price and still stay stable at $1. This is fully decentralized, and there are no external custodians involved in handling the assets. The backing reserves are totally transparent and can be verified on the blockchain. But because it is pure code, it can have bugs, and hackers can exploit the bugs and take the assets. Although the dApps or decentralized apps are open source and required to be audited before deployed on the blockchain, still bugs can exist. So it is much riskier and it is much less stable than the fiat-backed stablecoins. DAI, for example, is a famous crypto-backed stablecoin which has a market cap of around $7.1 billion. The fourth type is the algorithmic stablecoin. These stablecoins are not backed by any other asset. Instead, an algorithm will decrease the tokens if the price falls below the desired value and increase tokens if the price goes beyond the desired value. It is fully controlled by a public algorithm, and it has the risk of bugs too. Currently, it is very difficult for such stablecoins to maintain a stable value at $1. It is rather volatile and mainly used for speculations at the moment. The fiat-backed and the precious metal-backed stablecoins are both centralized ones. The crypto-backed and the algorithmic stablecoins are decentralized ones. Now let me explain why I think the stablecoins, or the decentralized ones to be more specific, are the ones that truly threaten our government's fiat currencies. Well, in order for my arguments to make sense, we need to first understand what function does currency serve in our society. Currency primarily serves as a medium of exchange for goods and services that we buy and sell. And in order to fulfill the function as medium of exchange, currency also needs to be a unit of account, meaning that we should be able to value our goods and services by using a currency, namely putting a price tag on the goods and services. Then, currency should also function as a store of value, because the currency you obtain today from selling goods and services should have the same value in the future when you want to use the currency to buy the goods and services. So, currency serves three main functions: medium of exchange, unit of account, and the store of value. Now, in order for currency to function properly, it should be fungible, durable, portable, recognizable, and stable. Fungible means a $1 note or a $1 coin is always replaceable by another $1 note or $1 coin. They all hold the value of $1 and are mutually interchangeable. So you can exchange your $1 note with my $1 note and we still have the same value. The opposite is non-fungible, like your house, for example. Your house has different values than my house, so we cannot interchange our houses and still have the same value. Durable means the physical character of the currency should be able to maintain its form and usefulness in future exchanges and be reused multiple times. Metal coins is a rather durable currency form, but it is heavy if we need to carry in large sums. The paper form, on the other hand, is not as durable as coins, but it is easier to carry around. Nowadays, most of our currency form is digital, so physical durability plays less of a role in a digital world. Portable means the currency should be easily carried and transported even with large sums. So the digital form of currency is the easiest way to carry large value, just with a small bank card or credit card or with our smartphones. Recognizable means the authenticity and the quantity of currency should be easily verified by everyone that is using it. Otherwise, it will add transaction costs if everyone needs to take effort to verify the currency first. Stable means the amount of goods and services a $1 note can purchase should be relatively constant over a long period of time. If the currency is volatile, then today's $1 can buy you a loaf of bread, and tomorrow the same $1 might be able to buy you half of the bread or 2 loaves of bread. Now comes my answer to why Bitcoin is not a threat to the fiat currency. Because it is essentially not suitable to be used as a currency due to its high volatility at the current stage. Because it's not stable, it cannot be functioned as an unit of account. We simply cannot price the goods and services in Bitcoin now. I know by now I probably have Bitcoin maxis throwing eggs at me and telling me that El Salvador is already using Bitcoin as its legal tender, and all the shops are accepting Bitcoin as payment. Well, it is true that Bitcoin is legal tender in El Salvador, but their goods and services are still denominated in US dollars. Meaning the price on goods and services are still tagged in dollar, and you can pay with Bitcoin, but the amount of Bitcoin you pay is exchanged based on the dollar price on the goods. So it's the same concept as when you are traveling to another country and buying goods in local shops. For example, you travel from US to Europe, and the goods are priced in euro. Although you can pay with your US dollar, but the amount of US dollar you pay are based on the euro price on the goods. So in this way, the US dollar is still needed even if you pay with Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin is not directly competing with the US dollar, because it cannot replace the dollar as a unit of account at the moment. Well, I still love Bitcoin, and because of its finite design, I think it is more of an asset for me that I can invest in, and it works as a store of value for me. But to function as a currency, Bitcoin has a long way to go. So Bitcoin maxis, please don't hate me. I'm not saying that Bitcoin cannot become a currency one day. I'm simply saying it's gonna take time, and in its current stage, it is not suitable. But stablecoins are different. They are stable and also fungible, durable, portable, recognizable, just like our normal fiat currency. It is actually better than our fiat currency because all the transactions settle instant and can be verified on the blockchain. Our current payment system, although looks like it is instant transaction on the surface, actually goes through a long and complicated clearance and settlement process before all the funds are transferred and settled. That is why an international transfer can take days or even weeks to settle, and sometimes funds are lost or stuck in the process. Stablecoins also facilitate the participation in decentralized finance, DeFi. And DeFi is a growing ecosystem of peer-to-peer finance built on crypto networks. It cuts out the centralized middleman and enables everyone participating in borrowing and lending. Investors can also earn interest on their crypto assets. Stablecoins carry the steady value of the assets behind them into the DeFi ecosystem. If without stablecoins, DeFi wouldn't grow this big this fast. So I would say stablecoins are the essential building blocks of the DeFi ecosystem. So stablecoins are directly competing with fiat currencies, and right now a silent war is ongoing. Because people in this space see this opportunity to become the next money printer, a global stablecoin. So not just central banks can print money anymore. That is why we see big corporations like Facebook is also trying hard to launch its version of stablecoin DM. And all central banks are trying to keep their control by launching central bank digital currencies, CBDC. And then we have Tether and crypto exchanges like Coinbase, Gemini, and Binance all creating their own version of stablecoins. But they are all centralized after all, and the corporation stablecoins are easily subject to regulations. And governments have strong incentives to do so by promoting or only allowing the use of CBDC as the stablecoin for a country. While the decentralized stablecoins like crypto-backed and algorithmic stablecoins are without any jurisdiction, and no governments can shut it down totally. Just like Bitcoin, you cannot shut it down. You might say, but China has banned it. Oh well, I would like to rephrase it as China has banned itself from Bitcoin. Because you cannot ban something that you don't have control on. So I think the real end game is gonna be between the government CBDC and the decentralized stablecoins. I personally believe that algorithmic stablecoin has a better chance of winning the war and becoming the future global currency. It will have the elasticity and the scalability to carry a much bigger economy. But right now it is in an early experimental stage with many technical challenges. We have a long way to go before it's ready for mass adoption. I will do a deep dive into algorithmic stablecoins in my later videos. If you are interested, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you will be notified the moment my videos are up. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!